For nearly 3 decades, Mission Impossible has been synonymous with one man, Tom Cruise. As the relentless and charismatic Ethan Hunt, Cruise has steered the action-packed juggernaut through 7 films, becoming the heart and soul of the franchise. But as the series evolved, it wasn't just Ethan's daring exploits that kept audiences on the edge of their seats. It was the powerful and enigmatic presence of Ilsa Faust, played by the incomparable Rebecca Ferguson. Introduced in 2015's Mission Impossible. Rogue Nation, Ilsa quickly established herself as more than just another sidekick or romantic interest. She became an iconic figure in her own right, a force of nature who defied conventional female roles in blockbuster action films. Unlike many action heroines who serve only as secondary figures or eye candy, Ilsa was portrayed as a fully fleshed out character, complex, independent, and just as lethal as Ethan Hunt. And, through Ferguson's unforgettable performance, Ilsa became one of the franchise's most beloved and memorable characters, one whose fate would eventually leave fans devastated and questioning the direction of the entire saga. Ilsa Faust was, in many ways, a breath of fresh air for Mission Impossible. From the moment she appeared on screen, it was clear that she wasn't just there to serve as a love interest or a helpless damsel in distress. Instead, Ilsa was a fiercely intelligent MI6 agent, working her own angles while playing a dangerous game of allegiances and motivations. She was the embodiment of moral ambiguity, a character whose true loyalties were often unclear, keeping viewers and Ethan Hunt on their toes. Rebecca Ferguson's portrayal of Ilsa was nothing short of transformative. With every sly smile, every tense stare, and every physically demanding action sequence, Ferguson breathed life into Ilsa, giving her a rich depth and nuance rarely seen in action franchises. She wasn't just tough. She was layered, vulnerable, and unpredictable. For the first time in the series, Ethan Hunt wasn't the only one in the driver's seat. Ilsa was her own agent, a key player with a backstory as compelling as Ethan's own. As the franchise progressed, Ilsa's role grew ever more significant. She was no longer just a temporary ally. She became a permanent fixture in the series, evolving from a shadowy character to one who shared equal footing with Ethan in terms of both plot importance and emotional stakes. Mission Impossible. Fallout saw the duo working together as a seamless team, with Ilsa's moral complexity adding an additional layer of suspense to the action-packed thrills. The shock heard around the world. Ilsa Faust's devastating exit. However, as the saga ventured into Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning. Part 1, Tragedy Struck. Fans who had followed Ilsa's journey with bated breath were left heartbroken by her sudden and violent death. In one of the most heart-wrenching moments in the series, Ilsa faces off against the villainous Gabriel on a Venetian bridge in a brutal and emotional showdown. The scene culminates with Ilsa being stabbed in the heart, and in one of the most gut-wrenching moments of the film, she dies in Ethan's arms. The loss of Ilsa Faust was not just a devastating blow to Ethan Hunt, but to the entire Mission Impossible fan base. Ilsa was one of the few action heroines in Hollywood who wasn't relegated to cliché or afterthought. Her death marked the end of an era for the series, leaving fans to grapple with the reality that one of the franchise's most complex and compelling characters had been taken from them far too soon. Rebecca Ferguson's frustrations. The unfinished story of Ilsa Faust. In the wake of Ilsa's shocking departure, Ferguson herself revealed in candid interviews that she felt the character's potential was never fully realized. While she was a fan favorite, Ferguson was clear in expressing that the character was often underutilized in terms of narrative depth. For now, Ilsa Faust remains one of the brightest stars in the Mission Impossible universe. Her legacy, cemented by Rebecca Ferguson's stunning portrayal, will continue to live on in the hearts of fans, reminding us that sometimes the most memorable heroes are the ones who never get their full story told. As we bid farewell to Ilsa, We are left with the undeniable truth that her time in the Mission Impossible franchise was one of the most electrifying, empowering, and heartbreaking chapters in the series. And perhaps, just perhaps, her loss will push the franchise to evolve in ways that allow future characters, male and female alike, to truly shine.